Hello! So I'm outside on this beautiful day, enjoying the sunshine. Lily and I went on a walk this morning, and then I went and got my nails done. I'm about to go teach 2 spin classes, which I'm very excited about. Now that I've had my morning shake slash coffee shake, I blended the two together. I'm still ready to go. But anyway, I watched the movie Mona Lisa Smile 2 nights ago, and I literally can't stop thinking about it, so I had to just talk this out. I did get to talk to one of my good friends, Jen, the other day, but I just have so much on my mind from this movie that I just needed to be able to voice it. It was amazing. So if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. If you have, let me know what you thought, because I would love to just get in a conversation with somebody or many people about it. I thought it was so good and just so thought-provoking, and the message from this movie is not just relevant. It's from the 1950s. Well, it's based about the 1950s at Wellesley College, based on women and the choices that they were able to make back then. How certain women were able to go to college. Obviously a lot of women weren't, but it just kind of put a lot of things into perspective. How it seemed like women in particular, had all these choices. They had all these, amazing opportunities to go to college, or to go to a college like Wellesley College. But then they pretty much just had it in their mindset, or society taught them that they were supposed to graduate and become housewives. Not that this is a bad thing, right? But I'll get into that in a second, but it's crazy how relevant this movie is, not just to there, but to now, too. I mean, there's so many things that you can relate this to today, just the lesson of how society tells us to do so many things. Probably half the decisions I've made growing up are, maybe not half, but a lot of them are based on things that society has taught me, whether that's through parenting, through teachers. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all. I'm just saying that society has such an influence on us. And that's not always a great thing, because I feel like everybody has their own strengths, has their own particular qualities that make them so unique. And just have a purpose in this life. And sometimes what society tells us that we're supposed to do, and the route that we're supposed to take in life, doesn't necessarily allow us to fulfill those purposes, and to really utilize our strengths and our qualities that we all have. And it was just so beautiful to watch this movie, and to I was sobbing. I was laughing. I was just so into it. And Julia Roberts did an amazing job. And one of the characters that really stuck with me was the character played by Julia Stiles. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But just to give you a little rundown, she was a straight-A student, top of her class, was pre-law, and when Julia Roberts asked her where she was planning on going to law school, where she was considering, she was like, oh, I haven't really considered it, and she's in her senior year. And so Julia Roberts helps her apply, and she ends up getting into Yale, but then she decides to get married to her boyfriend that went to Harvard, and ditch law school and be a housewife and raise her family. So obviously Julia Roberts is really upset at first, and she's trying to convince her that she can do both. But Julia Stiles says, listen, I'm not going to wake up one morning and regret that I wasn't a lawyer. However, I will regret that one day, if I'm a lawyer and I don't have time for my family, I will regret that. So that was huge, because, we do focus sometimes, and we say things like, oh, stick to your own path, go against the status quo. But that's not necessarily for everybody. What's really, truly important is that you do follow your heart and follow what you desire. So I think that, and I'm not saying that we all need to go against the status quo, or we all need to stay with it, or with social norms. I'm saying that maybe what you are meant to do is is a social norm or is part of the status quo, but maybe it's not, right? And so maybe you aren't supposed to, now I'm trying to think of like a stereotype. Say like you have a family business. Maybe you're not supposed to grow up, go to college and get that business degree and take over the family business. Maybe you are, but maybe you're not. Maybe just because you were told ever since you were little that, doctors, being a doctor is the way to go. Maybe you're not supposed to graduate from college, go to med school, and become a doctor, but maybe you are. So how do we know that? How do we figure this out? How do we know if this is the right path for us to take? And I think it's constant questioning. For me, I knew ever since I was little that I wanted to go into healthcare. And I was like, how? And now I'm like thinking, like, how did I come up with this? Right? Especially like going through interviews and going through the application process. It's like, how did I get this into my mind in the first place? Was it because I was told at a young age that this was a good career? Was it because I was good at science? Was it because I was a natural sort of nurturer? I have no idea. But what's important is that I've taken a step back and really thought about why I'm pursuing this path. Why do I want to be a physician assistant? Is it because this has been in my head for so long, or is it because I actually truly want to do it? Right? And that's a really hard thing to do because sometimes you're afraid of the answer. And so for me, it's been such a long process of this questioning, of really thinking about where I can see myself in 10 years. Is it the only thing that I want to do, or do I want to do a million things? And the thing is, for me, I want to be able to do many things. It's not just that I want to be a PA. I want to be able to do many things. And this profession is truly good for a part of me, but a part of me also still wants to be able to maybe teach a couple spin classes here and there. Maybe be a traveler, maybe really still continue to help people with their health and fitness goals. So it's not just about following a particular path and sticking with it. It's really about asking what's going to make you happy. And if that's going to make you, if you're going to be happy, if I'm going to be happy, then I will be in the best position to serve other people. And that's honestly the bottom line, because honestly, like, if we aren't at our best, if we aren't at our happiest, if we aren't at our most content, but are also in our most ambitious state, then how are we supposed to do what we're supposed to do for other people in this world? It's pretty much impossible. If you're not all there for yourself, then you can't be all there for others. And that's just how I think of it. So I guess anyway, this movie just sparked a lot of thought for me, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. It was just so good. Like, it literally, like, I want to watch it again. Like, I really do. And I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't. And just sort of think about, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're 16. It doesn't matter if you're 50 or 60. I don't care. I don't care if you're already in your career. Just think, because there's always time. There's people that are like 75 years, maybe I'm exaggerating, but there's people that are much older that have switched career paths, that have done something new. So it doesn't matter how old you are, where you are in your life. The bottom line is that we are in this beautiful country that allows us to take these opportunities and allows us to have these opportunities, so we need to take advantage of it. It's only fair because not everybody gets these opportunities. So I don't care how old you are, where you are in your life, if you feel like something's lacking and if you feel like you're not pursuing something that you're meant to pursue, you need to do it. It's your obligation. So I think that's it. Yeah, that's what that movie taught me. And it really, truly is such a relevant film, and it's going to be relevant. Maybe not in that exact scenario, but just the idea of pursuing what you are meant to pursue and really, truly doing it because we deserve to do that. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of the week, rest of the month. All right, you guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.